We're back to the Neil Haley Show. My guest today is Jillian Shae Spaeder. We're going to talk about The Noise, Godmothered, and much, much more. I'm really interested in the 2020 election stuff as well and how you got young people out to vote. Jillian, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's talk about what did it first come, acting or singing for you?
Singing came first. I grew up in a very musical family, so I grew up singing all the time, and I actually met my acting manager through a singing event. So crazy.
So you probably never thought, did you ever act as a kid in different things or like in, the school play or anything like that? Or it just came after singing completely?
Yeah, I was in every school play I could do, basically. And I mostly started in musical theater, so I would do a lot of musical theater shows outside of school, but I think it came from my love of singing rather than my love of acting. And then that just developed as I got older.
And that's the process, right? You figure out one talent and then you go to another talent. What did you kind of do to become like you said, you started with singing for acting? Did you go right, hit the acting bug and say, I'm going to go to take acting courses, or how did that work?
I went to a singing competition almost kind of thing in Los Angeles, and I went to a seminar that my now manager was hosting, and she was like, "Why don't you come to LA and start auditioning for TV shows?" So I did that, and then after 2 months, I booked a Disney Channel show, and I haven't left since.
Isn't that crazy? Booking the Disney Channel show. How did that feel when you got that gig? Because you knew your life's going to change.
Insane. And I was also at that age where Disney Channel was the be all end all. So I was like, this is the peak of my career. Like, this is the best thing I could possibly be doing. So I was just so excited.
So, and you're still doing some stuff with Disney, isn't that correct, Jillian?
Yeah, I did a film with them in 2020.
Okay, so keep involving those different things. So, what made you kind of now say, I want to do my own thing? What made you say, I'm going to become more of a creative? Is it the pandemic? What was it to get to the noise and getting involved in that?
Yeah, I think going through COVID and then coming out of it and just like a year later having SAG-AFTRA go on strike, it was kind of like a whole bunch of time where I couldn't be auditioning and couldn't be on set. So I missed it so much that I started writing and was like, oh, wait, I can just make things by myself. Like, I don't need to wait to book a role to be acting. I can just do it. So most of everything I've worked on where I've been a writer is so I can make a difference in some kind of way between the 2020 film to inspire young voters to come out for the election. And now I'm working on a short film about mental health that's coming out in May. So everything's kind of for a purpose.
Now let's jump. This is just so intriguing, Jillian. You learned a lot about promotion through the 2020, and then we're going to get into the noise. And then about fundraising from that process of going out and vote. I'm sure you learned so much that you never expected being involved in the project with 2020 with the election, didn't you?
Yeah, it was insanity. I mean, we had a grant to make it, which was super, super cool and rewarding as I believe I was 17, 16. It was really cool to have that going on, but also such a pressure to have a good voice and to be putting out the right kind of message. But I think we did it, and it was so lovely to have helped out in something so big and important.
Definitely something big and important. And did you learn from politicians as well, being part of this 2020 thing, and that helped you in fundraising for your short film, meaning kind of the process of what politics are about fundraising in that end?
Um, I kind of avoided it, honestly, because I was like, oh, with our sweet old president, who I won't name, I was like, I can't even think about this. I just need to focus on like having him lose.
Well, you're going to have to get working again. It's coming. It's coming around the corner
I
again.
know. I'm trying to think already.
Yeah, who knows? But you never know what those opportunities come, and you're maturing and aging. But I think that when you think about mental health, let's talk about the noise, how you came up with this idea for this project. And I'm glad to talk about mental health with you because I think that's a subject we do not talk enough about. We always look at physical health, we look at physical abuse, we don't look at mental abuse. I mean, sure as heck don't look at mental when people have mental problems that they can't help, mental
Yeah,
illness, just certain things that we really have to help our country through this. So, what made you decide to do the noise?
absolutely. Yeah, what made me decide to do the noise was I was kind of going through a tough time with an eating disorder, and
Oh,
I was in treatment with it and feeling very isolated. I went to college for a year and I felt like I was sitting alone in my dorm a lot because I was just so in my own head. And it bothered me that the media kind of always portrays eating disorders as a physical disorder, like a physical health issue. And it sometimes does manifest itself that way, but that's kind of not the main thing that makes eating disorders so difficult and tricky. So I wanted to make a story about eating disorders where people could actually understand what it feels like to have one rather than to just be looking at somebody with one.
yeah, no doubt. Because we always, I don't know what it is. When anyone's different and has gone through something, everyone looks at people like, I this will never happen to me, or this will never happen to my
Yeah.
child, right? Until it happens to you. And you're like, holy cow, whoa, I should have had more, I should be more empathetic towards people's struggles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really hope that the film can spread more awareness to parents as well, because with the pandemic and with the rise of social media, it's kind of become encouraged to have an unhealthy relationship with food. So
Yeah.
I really hope this can spread some more awareness so people are looking out for signs with their loved
Are
ones.
you seeing more people with food, or is this hopefully going to teach to also be something other people should check out, not just people dealing with eating disorders? This short film you created.
Really, I think actually people who aren't dealing with eating disorders are going to find more enjoyment in this, to be honest. I think people with them are going to find it very predictable and boring because it's just their lives. I wrote it in such a way that it is so painfully accurate to the situation that other people who watch it come out of it feeling like shook and confused and very surprised by it. Whereas people with eating disorders are like, wow, great, yeah, that's correct.
What about people that help people with eating disorders? What has been the feedback of your short film so far with those organizations out there that are helping the
My
process?
therapist likes it a lot. Yeah, I think they also find it very helpful. I think it's a hard thing to watch, but it's necessary.
You know what? I'm so impressed with your age and how much of an activist you are and how much you're paying it forward with your success of your career. I'm so impressed by you. That I'm just going to tell you that. And how you speak also, at just, growing as a, how old are you? 22 now, right, Jillian?
21.
21. You don't speak like any other 21-year-old. Impressive. I'm sure people have said that from all the things you've done.
Lot of effort to take the likes and the ums out. I'm very Gen Z.
No, but no, but you're great. No, so basically, the noise. Where can people check out the noise?
The Noise is going to be released on YouTube on May 1st, but if they happen to be in Los Angeles or Tampa, it's premiering at Gasparilla Film Festival next week, and then it will be at Beverly Hills Film Festival at the Chinese Theater May 1st through 5th. And then hopefully some more fun festivals will pop up between then, but May 1st, YouTube.
And you are you going to film make some more?
Absolutely. I'm already writing a feature film.
I'm working on my documentary, my comeback into professional wrestling at 51 years old after I retired at 29 to become a school teacher and then
No way.
and all that stuff. And I'm also working on with Chris Mulkey a deal to do a movie on the Road Warriors. So I'm starting my own production company. Go figure how if you manifest it, it can happen. So go figure. And that's what we'll
Absolutely.
definitely
That's awesome.
yeah, so we'll definitely have to stay in touch, Jillian. Best place people can check out the film and all that is just to find information on YouTube. Do you have a website for the film?
I don't, but I post everything about it on the Instagram account for it, which is at the Noise Short.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out, follow it, and we'll stay in touch. And once it comes out, contact me. We'll do another interview. Definitely. Okay. Sound good?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Jillian. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.